All right, everybody, hello and welcome to MLE Freestyle Friday. It is week number 5 here on MLE. MLE Esports GG is a Twitch name. I almost forgot what it was there for a second, but
you're all right on it.
My name's Hunted. With me is Gigabyte to start us off on the action tonight. And if you guys hadn't heard, we are going to be doing Champion League Hawks versus Puffins. And both of these teams, Gigabyte, we were talking about it a little bit before the stream. This one, both of the teams kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to the leaderboards.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. The Hawks are currently 30th in the league, and they're at a total of 4-16 record with only 40 goals across all of those games to their name. So they really need to get a win here and pull us out just to be in hopes of making it to playoffs, and need to do really well the next couple weeks as well. However, the Puffins, like you said, on the entire opposite end of that spectrum, currently second overall in the league and 17-3 overall record. So only 3 losses across all 20 of their games with 76 goals to their name. So they are absolutely in the dominant position here. The Hawks are really going to have to pull something out to make this happen.
Well, it should be an interesting one. I mean, we've seen plenty of series where we thought it would go one way, and then all of a sudden, because we're streaming, it goes the exact opposite way.
Of course, caster's curse.
Well, yeah, very true. So, guys, before we get into this real quick, I do just want to let you know about our sponsors for the evening. If you didn't watch that amazing video put together by our sponsorship team, then you should know that we are powered by Power A. They are the creators of innovative gaming accessory products to enhance the world's best video game and mobile technology experiences. Visit our website, mlesports.gg/recommends/PowerA to look at all their controllers, headsets, and more. And of course, as always, we are sponsored tonight by Balls Guarana. They are our replay sponsor and the best place you can get ultra caffeinated soda. Each drink is crisp and infused with natural, energizing guarana berry. So please do check them out. Our website, mlesports.gg/recommends/balls. But, guys, I think it is time. We are going to get into the first game of the evening, playing on Neo Tokyo between the Hawks and the Puffins.
That is correct, and the teams are joining in right now. Let's see who's going to take this. It'll be Hell versus, I believe that is Shell. We have lots of rhyming names tonight, too.
Yeah, Hell, Shell, and Bell all in one game.
And I love that the Hawks are playing Hell's Bells right now.
Exactly. This should be a good one. Of course,
absolutely.
We get this. We get the game, and that's already off the start. A quick goal.
Yeah, Bell gets a nice little slow tap dribble here, but gets just enough speed on it to get the demo onto Shell as well, making sure that that's not going to happen, and Bell going to take the Hawks off to an early lead.
That they will. So 1-0 for the Hawks in red this evening. Again, this is Neo Tokyo, and we are in week 5, getting closer and closer to the playoff time. Every one of these games so important for these teams, as that ball is going to pop up for Bell to try to play down. Based is there. Now Hell trying to play it beyond him, and it's just going to reside in mid for the time being.
Yeah, Bell sends it back upfield. Bell's going to send it to center. Hell is not there for it, though.
4:20 to go. Bell up the back wall, trying to make a play. Can't find the touch, and he's going to rotate back. This gives Based a little bit of an opportunity throughout the red zone. Shell putting one towards the net, but Hell is there to make the stop.
Yeah, the Hawks playing mostly offensive here, and it doesn't look like the Puffins have managed to put a lot out of their zone so far. Hawks doing a lot to keep the offensive pressure up, and now as I say that, the Puffins do have an offensive possession, but it's going to get right over net.
Still 1-0 in favor of the Hawks. Based will have to rotate back to try to play this one away from Bell. Bell opted to go up, looking to put the touch towards the cage, but Shell is there to clear it away.
Both these teams seem to just be kind of testing each other right now. Neither one is really going for aggressive pushes or playing extraordinarily defensively. They're both just kind of, playing the ping pong game in midfield and making sure that neither one can really do anything entirely surprising. But the nice double touch by Bell!
No, and his teammate gets demoed. Oh. What a great double touch. You said it. Beautiful, but Hell gets demoed, and he couldn't follow it up.
Bell, unfortunately, just couldn't hang there too long. Hell's getting ready for another one, but gonna miss it as Shell sends it away.
This is already a pretty good start for the Hawks. I mean, if you're gonna get off to any kind of start against the Puffins, who have been dominating the league, a 1-goal game is a good way to do that, and they've still got the pressure going with Hell trying to play that towards the mid. And I think it is worth talking about. Bell has been all over this teal side for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, like you said, the Hawks have been really pushing the offense here. Maybe they realize that that's their best chance of winning, is going to roll right in front, but Bell not there to do anything about it again.
Just a bit of lack of commitment, I think, from the Hawks players right now. For the Puffins, that is good. You want to try to keep this as close as possible, but Hell going to keep it in. It has not left this half in a very long time, but as I say that, Baze is going to chip it around 1. Can't get it past Hell. And this might give Shell a little bit of
bump.
Yeah, but they
Team bump, yep.
Yeah, it was a team bump, and the shot just not hard enough to get it beyond the red defenders.
How unfortunate. But yeah, like you were saying, that they're not really committing to this, and I don't really blame the Hawks for doing that. The Puffins only have 37 goals conceded across all of their 20 games, so the Hawks would definitely not be in a great position to overcommit to these. And in duos, it's just generally not a good idea either, just because it's so easy to get a return quick score on you. So the Hawks playing this well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely playing this very well right now, but they do have to try to live through this offense by the Puffins. That was a great challenge from Baze to keep it in, and now Shell's next in line to put that in the red corner. Hell rotating back, trying to chip that one away, and Baze will try to send it toward the cage, but the Hawks pretty good in their rotation so far on defense.
Yeah, the Hawks, they're keeping it on the opponent's side as much as they can, but they're also doing a really good job of understanding when they're beaten and getting back and making sure that they're set up to guard against the offensive.
Now Bell, with only 45 seconds, as Baze is trying to make a play, trying to find the pass across. Didn't have the angle, and Hell will clear it away. Bell on the counterattack, 40 seconds to go. If they can find an insurance goal, that will be huge for them. Hell opting to just keep it in the corner for now, however. That gives Shell a chance to play it out, and there's 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left, and Bell sends it towards the net, but going to get blocked away by Baze again.
Can Shell push this down? It's 20 seconds to go. What a play, but not on the mark. Shell, no, he missed it. He didn't get anything on it, and it goes wide. So now with 15 to go, the Puffins are in serious danger of losing this game. 10 seconds now, and oh, just off the mark.
Hell was just in the perfect place. Puffins had to keep it up now. Baze is going to try and put it off the corner, send it into his teammate. Can he get to the center? No, it's going to drop as no one can get there, and the Hawks are going to take game number 1.
Oh my goodness. Did I not say it at the beginning? We came into this, and of course, because we're on stream, the exact opposite of what I expected happens. The Puffins got shut out in this game. That's not supposed to happen. That's
extraordinarily impressive, but at the same time, though, the Puffins played good enough defense that they only had one goal scored against them. And I actually have it written down in my notes here that one of the things that the Hawks have to improve on is their chances. They had a couple good chances there, but they just failed to capitalize on them. So if they can get the passes to their teammates a bit more directly and make sure that they're taking the opportunities to put it in, like we saw that Bell had an excellent air dribble opportunity, double touch opportunity off the backboard, but just failed to capitalize on it. So if they can take advantage of it fully, I think they'll really be able to put the pressure on Puffins to succeed here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with pretty much everything you just said. The Hawks definitely had the opportunities. They didn't have the finish, though. However, they were able to score one, and they kept the Puffins to nothing. And if you're the Hawks players, you got to feel good about that, but you also can't expect the Puffins to just not turn on the offense when they need it.
Yeah, no, you can't expect to win every game by one goal. In fact, it's going to be very difficult to do so, even if you try. So you got to really crank up that offense. And Bell looking to get that started already, but Shell going to send it away.
Well, no goal in the first 5 seconds this time as Hell will make the touch. Can Bell get there in time? He will, and that's another first goal for the Hawks, and it comes within the first 30 seconds.
That's an example of the overcommits that I was talking about with doubles that is inherent. You got to know that that ball is going to be able to center and that they're not going to be able to get to it if you're going to commit to a shot like that. And unfortunately, the Puffins pay the price. So 1 up for the Hawks.
1-0 indeed. If you are just joining us, this is Champion League action. Hawks and Puffins. As one moment, well, Bays will put that one in the net. They won't let me speak.
Yeah, just deer in the headlights, unfortunately, for Bell, who got caught up in net without really a decent, clear attempt at this. And he got up for it, but unfortunately, he was just put right behind him. Excellent placement by Bays, and they're going to tie it up.
So 1-1, 4:30. Just to finish my thought quickly, if you are new to the MLE, we play every game no matter the score. This is like a week play type deal. Every map counts. So if you are the Hawks, if the Hawks do wind up taking this series, they want to win as many games as possible, especially in their position lower down on the leaderboard. And for the Puffins, I think it would be kind of disastrous if that were to happen.
Yeah, the Hawks, I would never think that they would get a sweep on the Puffins, but if they can come out of this with a 3-2 or a 4-1, I think they'll consider it a victory. And at the very least, it's something to hang their hat on, but Bell almost got the Doomsy dish.
Again with Bell. So close to making these amazing touches. They just can't find the net. Hell's going to put that one towards the goal, but Shell will make the play in Based. It sounds like they're triplets, and they're just all playing for different teams now. I like it.
Shells, Hells, Bells?
Yeah, there you go.
But this is something, that little offensive possession there by the Puffins actually leads me to talk about something else that I actually wrote down on my notes as well, and that I just have written down here, improve clears for the Puffins. Their clears so far have been kind of weak, and in duos more than triples, you'd have to think. You got to kind of get a little bit more booming clears and hopefully find your teammate on them as well if you can, but at the same time, you got to get that ball out of your side if you can't cover it.
Absolutely, as Hell will put that one towards the cage, and another transition goal for the Hawks.
Yeah, see, there we go. That's an example of the clears. Shell can't get it away. Excellent pinch, though, by Bell. Coverage at the midfield, and the Hawks continue to put up the pressure.
And I do just want to kind of counterpoint to what you were saying earlier about the clears. In 2v2, in my opinion, I think controlling the ball and putting the clears in a smart position, ideally to help your team, but at the very least to hurt the enemy team, is kind of the goal. As unfortunately,
I think we might have a disconnect.
Yeah, it looks like Shell. Yeah, he did just lose connection, so it looks we are going to play on, but hopefully he can join back shortly.
Yeah, we are past the point of no return for this game. We might end up seeing a server reset come in after this game is over, but yeah, it looks like Shell might not be able to rejoin this, so unfortunately, Bays will have to play this in a 2v1, and so far he's not doing too bad at it.
Unfortunately, yeah, the only problem is he's down a goal already. The Hawks don't have to push. They don't have to do anything, really, as long as they keep the ball away from him. So, an unfortunate DC. We will, as you said, most likely remake the server, as Hell's going to get challenged by Bays. Bays will put that towards the net. Bell has to make a save, and the Hawks a little nonchalant in the 2v1.
Yeah, the Hawks are just kind of playing it safe, but Bays not willing to let them keep that. But Bays, oh no, gonna miss the clear off the wall, and there's Hell gonna put it in for the easy score.
And
unfortunate.
My question is, where is the second defender from the Puffins there?
I don't know. It's almost like he's not even here.
Unfortunately, he is not.
Okay. Shell's PC crashed. That's interesting.
All right. Well, we will definitely give him at least a little bit of time after this is over. Unfortunately, we can't pause, and we were already pretty far into the match, so we couldn't restart the match. So unfortunately, it looks like, the Hawks were playing pretty well. Even without this 2v1, the Hawks were still in the lead, and Shell is back, so we might see the end of this game as Shell will return. So, yeah, the Hawks only getting one goal out of that. But the big part for the Puffins is the time wasted.
Yeah, but they're going to just come back right on it as Shell buries this one off of a nice pass from Based. That doesn't really seem to affect their momentum at all as they're right back on top of it.
So there we go. Yeah, just as soon as he comes back, Shell puts one on the board. So, I guess we can consider that goal in the 2v1 sort of voided out at the moment. Hawks still in the lead. Up by 1 with about a minute to go as Hell has to go up and make the save, and nobody from the Hawks challenging this. It's going to give Baze a chance to pass it towards the mid, but it does eventually get cleared away.
The one time we don't see the pressure from the Hawks, it almost ends up in a goal. Yeah, the Hawks, unfortunately, just let the Puffins have that one. And I think they're a little bit confused, maybe thrown off by the DC, but crossbar down and out.
So close as now Hell goes up the wall, and there's only about 35 seconds to go. It is still a 1-goal game. Baze up the half wall, looking for the opportunity. He's going to fire it, and he's going to find a top shell.
Could you imagine if the Puffins came back and won this game?
I'm trying not to, but I think they've got a legitimate chance.
They do, in fact, even with an unfortunate DC by Shell. This would be an impressive comeback for them, and definitely a really heartbreaking defeat for the Hawks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just need to. It's so hard to get into the mindset of the players when it comes to something like that, because it's not very often you have to deal with it. Shell tries to clear this one away. There's only 15 seconds to go. Gigabyte in this regulation time. Will we see overtime?
That's a good question. The Puffins have the offensive possession here. Baze sends it across. Are they going to be able to bury this? Baze lets it go for his teammate, but Shell isn't there, so we are going to see overtime.
As you say, overtime 3-3. This is game number 2. A chance for the Hawks to put the Puffins up against it going into game 3, as Bell will have an opportunity, opting to go for the boost instead. Shell, not the greatest touch, might give Hell a chance, but it is going to fall into the blue corner.
And Shell's going to try and take this upfield.
No, what happened?
No one's there! Oh, Shell's going to not get the shot. Baze puts it off the wall, looking for the double touch maybe, missed by Hell, and that's going to be an easy shot, and the Puffins are in fact going to come back and win.
Oh, man. What a start to this series. I mean, the Puffins getting shut out, and then they come back playing half the game 2v1, and they win in overtime.
Yeah, that's just... I'm honestly not sure if I've ever seen that happen in a competitive game where you have one person leave, and then the team that had the person leave actually come back and win. So that's actually kind of insane from my end. But what do you think are going to be the keys to the Hawks to come back for this?
Well, before I answer your question, could you ask the players if they are okay with the server? Just
yeah.
But to answer your question, the keys for the Hawks, they just seem to get... I don't know, they were almost shell-shocked there towards the end of that game. When Shell returned, scored instantly, and then they were only up by 1. They just seemed to lose their focus, and then you could really tell in that overtime period, and towards the end of that regulation time, you could tell that they were not in sync on defense like they were in game 1. They were double committing. That final goal was a double commit that they both whiffed off the back wall. And if they can fix that, I think they can give the Puffins a challenge.
They are good with the server, by the way, so we are not going to have the server reset. And something else I have written down is that the Hawks appear to be especially vulnerable to momentum changes. So that's something they're going to have to work on, too, to keep their mind in the game. And here we go.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. Game 3, and Baze is going to put it on the board 6 seconds in.
Yeah, quick shot off the backboard. Unfortunately, Bell wasn't there to get it, and Baze takes advantage, and that's just going to be an easy shot for the Puffins. 1 up.
That did well. So a bit of a turnaround from the first 2 games. The Puffins taking the first goal this time, but will the Hawks be able to respond? That is the big question. Baze doesn't want to give him a chance as he slides that one home.
This was a really nice play by Shell. I'm not entirely sure if it was fully intended, but came up looking for the ground pinch, but Bell was expecting the ground pinch, but Baze was just there for the send in. So 2 up in quick fashion for the Puffins.
2-0 indeed. And not even 20 seconds old is this game, and now the Hawks have to battle from behind. They haven't had to play from behind at all in this series. This is the first time the Puffins have held a lead. I mean, they did win a game, but it wasn't overtime. Now Shell looking across for Baze, but Bell with a solid touch to get that one away, and he's on the counterattack now.
Yeah, Bell puts us in, looking for Hell. Hell is going to send it across, but going to miss just a little bit high and wide. And now the Puffins have their chance at offense. Bayes controlling it exactly like you said. Going to send it in, but no, going to get cleared away by Hell.
About a minute gone by in this game number 3. We are tied 1-1. This Champion League matchup. As Bell looking to make the play off the back wall. Bayes will get there first, and Hell's going to have to rotate across to make a save. Playing it back towards Shell. Shell gonna try to go up for the second touch. Will find it. It will fall back down, but getting demoed earlier on was Bayes, and he wasn't able to make the play.
Yeah,
oh, what a dunk!
Oh, what dunk!
That's awesome.
And this is gonna swing the momentum right back in the Hawks' direction, or at least in their minds. I expect to see them start picking up the pace just a little bit here as Hell buries that off of a dunk, so they're going to be really encouraged by that goal.
My goodness, Hell. That was pure Shaquille O'Neal right there. Just absolutely dunking all over Bayes. And as you said, I think the momentum will be shifting. Hello? Camera, please.
Hello? Yes.
That was weird. Okay, we're good to go now. Our
you had the same thing
fell
happen to you, right?
Yeah. Our cameraman unfortunately took a brief break there as Shell puts that off the crossbar. Bell clearing it back down. Bayes has to go up to make a save. He does. That's a beautiful save from him. Perfectly timed to clear it away.
Yeah, the Hawks appear to be reinvigorated here as they're playing with a lot more speed than they just were, but unfortunately Bell's the last one back. Shell's up for that. Shell's going to bury it.
And that was a beautiful play from Shell. If we take another look at that, Bell, just not the greatest touch. I think he wanted to put that one more towards the corner, but it does end up going directly to Bayes. Bayes making the pass work, and Shell capping it off to put the Puffins back up a goal. Now for the Hawks, they have to find a way to make this one work, and Bell finally scores one.
Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag plays of the week in the chat. Can we get it? Clip that. That is a beautiful nominee.
Absolutely, and just to segue into it, if you do see a play that you think is worthy of play of the week, do clip it, send it to us on Discord in the Play of the Week channel or the MLE Twitter. Use the hashtag MLEPOTW. As Bell is going to tie it up just like that.
This certainly swung rapidly. The Hawks come back from a 2-0 deficit early on, and we have a game, folks.
3-3 with, it's 3-3 at halftime. A lot of goal scoring. Not a whole lot of defense from either team so far. I wouldn't expect another 6 goals to be scored in the second half.
I mean, I would think not, but at the rate we're going here, we might see another one there. Nope, not quite, though. Bell turns it back in midfield, and the Hawks, once again, looking back into their Game 1 form.
Yeah, this is perfect from them. We talked about how demoralizing it would be to lose that game they did in Game 2 and then go down 2 super early, but they have battled back, and it is certainly a game.
Almost got another one.
Bell has been on fire for the Hawks so far in this game, as Bayes will push that one towards the corner. He's gonna demo Hell. Bell will get the clear.
This is certainly an unusual series that I'd say so far. Wild and crazy in every single way. And the viewers are probably loving this. I haven't had a chance to check chat yet, but Bell puts another one up. It's sent away by Bayes, and the Hawks have all the momentum, and Bell's going to send this one in.
And this is like an exact opposite game than what we saw last time. I mean, with the exception of the disconnect craziness. But the Hawks are the ones battling from behind, and they look like they're just out hustling the Puffins. They're beating them to these balls that in Game 2, it was, the Puffins play that elevated them over the Hawks in overtime, but now it's just a reverse of that.
Yeah, it's all about the momentum. When the Hawks feel as though they're doing well, they really feel it. But when they feel as though they're kind of slipping back, they really let that get to them. So they have the momentum now, so they're playing at their peak.
No.
Bell with the pass. Oh, almost.
And he does get the pass off. Hell will shoot it, and he's going to score. So Bell eventually finding that pass. What a beautiful play to control this ball, and this is exactly what we've talked about. The control in twos is so important.
Exactly. I take back my earlier statement. But yeah, Bell having excellent ball control just confuses the Puffins entirely, and Hell takes advantage.
Although this one's risky there for Hell. Rotating to get the boost on the kickoff. Had to come back and make the save, as now Bay's looking to put one on. He's got to try to score for his team here in the next few seconds if they want a chance. Although there's 40 seconds, is certainly doable in 2v2.
Oh yeah, completely. You know, you get a couple really quick, completely unanticipated goals, and Shell gonna dribble this around. Everybody gonna send it over Hell, and that shot. Well,
I'm a little confused on the decision here from Hell. Oh, he kind of gets turned around. It just looked like he got frozen. He didn't know quite what to do in net, and that just allowed Shell to carry it over top of him. But with 30 seconds to go, the Hawks are still up by a goal.
Yeah, getting frozen in net happens to the best of us. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you too, Haunted. Happens to everybody. But at the same time, 20 seconds left. Puffins have a shot at this.
And they're going to score, are the Hawks. Unfortunately, I don't think they have much of a shot anymore, Gigabyte.
Caster's curse. But yeah, Bell sends us right in past Shell, and Hell takes the advantage. But yeah, Hawks playing from a position of power. They really dominate.
They have been absolutely fantastic. I mean, I was going to try to save this towards the end, but I think we're just about finished, as Hell won't find the net, but it will get cleared away. I mean, we have to talk about the play from Bell in this game. He has done, I mean, everything from goal scoring to highlight plays to amazing passes to his teammate. He has absolutely carried the Hawks in Game 3.
Just look at Bell's scoreline coming up here that we'll see. I believe it's 3-2-1-5, and that is an incredible scoreline. Somehow he still manages to come in second to his teammate from Hell. But Hell had those 3 saves and 3 goals, so that's what put him ahead. But Bell, all over the place, excellent play in all areas of the field. Passes were great, control was great, shots were on point. Bell playing excellently, and he's going to be really the key, I think, to these next 2 games to see if the Hawks can pull out a 3-2 or even a 4-1, as they are in position to do that.
Yeah, you took the words kind of right out of my mouth. I was going to say, I think Bell certainly will be the one car on the field that will make the most difference either way. Whether they win or lose, it will be Bell's play, I think, that will determine that. I mean, I don't want to put all the pressure on him. Certainly. There are 3 other players. You never know when somebody will go off or have a bad game. But,
yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, just from what we've seen in the first 3 games, Bell is like the X factor of these games so far.
He's definitely not carrying his teammate, but he is definitely facilitating most of their offensive possession at the very least, and Hell seems to be their defensive anchor, so they're really supporting each other very well. But just like that, Shell buries one that was mishandled by Bell.
Yeah, well, maybe he heard us and he let the pressure get to him, unfortunately. Not the worst touch, I think, from Bell there.
No, not the worst touch, but yeah, Shell was in position to receive the pass from Hell.
Well, 4 minutes and 40 seconds remain, as Bell will have to rotate back and make that save as well. Shell trying to put that towards the goal, and I mean, this is kind of similar to how it started out last game, if you remember, Gigabyte, except the Puffins have only scored 1. The Hawks managed to come back, as that ball is going to make its way towards mid, but it will get cleared away.
I think the only game so far, now correct me if I'm wrong, I was wrong last time about this, but I think the only game so far where the first one to score 1 was that game 1 where the Hawks won by 1 point.
Yep, the only goal was scored in the first, I think, 10 seconds of that game.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. The Hawks scored in game 2, and they scored first in game 2. They ended up losing that one. The Puffins scoring twice in the first couple of seconds last game, and they ended up dropping that 6-4. So, absolutely, yeah. Maybe it's a bit of overconfidence or something, or these teams just battling back. But Shell wants to add on. Whoa! He missed that one.
messed up his teammate's shot too, as Bays was ready to bury it, but miscommunication comes out from the Puffins, and unfortunately they're not going to be able to make anything of that. Hawks in a backup field, but ping pong back and forth. Here we go.
Well, Bays not going to miss this one. He just about drove that one in. Wanted to make sure that one went in. And yeah, now the Puffins, a 2-goal lead, and it doesn't look like they're slowing down in this game.
He was screaming at Shell, "Don't you dare touch this."
Well, I mean, either way, you know, you got to move past that mistake. You're up by 2. You can't let that affect your comms and your headspace for either these two players, as Bell is going to get demoed by Bays, and now that'll give Hell an opportunity to rotate forward, and he's made some great 50s here. It's going to put Shell in a bit of an awkward spot, but Bell just not ready for that touch. It will allow the Puffins defense to reset.
Yeah, Bell went up for that block, but Bays managed to send it away, and the Puffins have it in the box. Shell puts it down, the bounce. No one ever expects the bounce.
And a double touch at that from Shell off the bounce. Beautiful play. He just, such a light tap down and then just absolutely dunks on him. Nothing you can really do if you're the Hawks players in that situation. I mean, outside of absolutely 100% guessing the bounce shot, which is so hard to predict.
Yeah, no one ever really expects you to bounce that ball off, and oh man, the Puffins just keep piling it on.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what we were saying, or at least I said, you know, Bell, my X factor for this game, but I said anybody can pop off, and right now that's Shell.
Yeah, Shell is 3 goals so far off of 3 shots, so lots of offensive pressure coming out of him.
And 4-0. We'll see. The Hawks came back from down 2, I believe, or it might have even been 3 at one point in the last game. So they've proven that they can make a comeback, but the Puffins not giving them any room to work with. This is much better from them. Not allowing Hell or Bell the opportunity to create space, which is what they did so well in that ending part of Game 3. Now Hell.
Yeah, this game feels a lot more normal to both of these teams. As there hasn't been any nutty plays, any disconnects. So this game feels a lot more normal to both of these teams, and I think that's why the Puffins are doing so much better.
Well, they do want to go into game number 5 tied at 2, certainly. They will have to win this one and the next one to win the series. But for the Hawks, I mean, coming into this week, Gigabyte, this is probably one of the best outcomes the Hawks were expecting. Winning 2 games against the second-rated Puffins is pretty big when you're so far down the leaderboard.
Yeah, at the very least, the Hawks are going to come out of this thinking, "Hey, we for us won that." They were absolutely, I guarantee, expecting to maybe get 1 game off of these guys, but not 2. And I really don't think they were expecting to get 3, which is still entirely possible that they could win game number 5. And they could still win this game, who knows? But minute left and 4 goals down, unlikely.
Sure.
But the Hawks are absolutely going to hang their hat on this series no matter what happens.
That one will pop out in front. Bell got demoed a little bit earlier in that play, and it will force him all the way back into his own zone. Yeah, about 45 seconds to go. This one just about in the books. Game number 4, I should say. The series certainly not as phased. We'll put in a 5th one. That was a good passing play from the Puffins, and they're just keeping their foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, they don't want the Hawks to have any breathing room here to get any momentum. As I said, and I'm sure they realize, the Hawks play better when the momentum is on their side, so they don't want them to have that at all. They want them to be kind of doubting themselves going into game number 5, so they're going to try and do that as much as possible.
They actually even went for the fake kickoff, but it did not work at all in their favor. As we have 30 seconds to go, game number 4. Yeah, for the Hawks, I think the main thing that I'm seeing in this game is we've bounced back and forth. Whenever one team has the advantage, I purely think it's because of the speed that they're playing at. The Hawks just seem a bit sluggish right now. They're not getting to the balls early enough, and it's allowing the Puffins that extra space they need to work with. to get the ball into the zone and then create the scoring opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. And this is going to be a Puffins game. They're going to win it 5-0 as the ball drops. And the Hawks definitely don't have the momentum going into Game 5.
Well, they've created momentum out of literally the worst situation ever. Losing game number 2 in overtime after playing 2v1.
Yeah,
And then they got scored on twice in the first 30 seconds. And they still managed to get the momentum back in their favor. So if any team can do it right now, I think it's this Hawks team. But yeah, they just got it. They have to go into this. I mean, look at it. I'm sorry I didn't mention this before we switched screens, but look at the shots for the Hawks. They had one shot.
Yeah, one shot all day, and that was by Hell. Bell was actually, the roles kind of flipped this time. Bell had 3 saves, as opposed to Hell, who has been the defensive tank for this team so far. So it's going to come down to, can the Hawks bring themselves back together and play to each other's strengths and cover each other's weaknesses?
Well, they have one game. It is pretty much a best of 1 to see who wins this series. But as we mentioned, for the Hawks, this is definitely a series for them to remember so late in the season. I'm not going to say that they're entirely out of the playoff picture, but their record doesn't really do them any favors. And I think if you can win this series as we approach the final 2 weeks of the MLE League play, it's got to give them a lot of confidence to know that they can go up against any team in the league if they could beat the Puffins right now.
Yeah, no matter what, they're gonna have a lot more confidence coming from this game, you know. And they're playing really defensive in the early part of this game, probably trying to prevent the Puffins from getting an early lead like they have the last couple games. But Bays is going to get a nice dunk. Can he finish it off? Yes, he does. And the Puffins are going to get an early lead anyway.
Yeah, Hell just not the touch he wanted. He wanted to go over top of Bays, but unfortunately hit it backwards. And Bays, a little fortunate that he got that touch on it. But you know what? He will take that all day long. And yeah, the Puffins up by a goal. Only about 30 seconds gone. Can the Hawks respond? Bell is there, and he's going to put that in just about 7 seconds later.
There it is. The offensive play is coming out from Bell. Once again, he will be the anchor that his team can go on. Takes us off the backboard, sends it in. Tied up with 4:19 left.
1-1. So that's a win. Bell's trying to push his teammate towards the ball. Almost got there. That would have been a dirty, dirty goal from the Hawks.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely would have been. But I'm not sure if it was trying to bump him into it or maybe a miscommunication, because it looked like Bell was gunning for the ball. Maybe Hell was just a little bit in front of him. So
oh, no!
Not sure what happened there, but Hell missed it. But okay, it's off target. Bays sends it in front of net, though. Bell sends it away.
I don't know if Hell panicked or if that was just like a 3,000 IQ play to get Bays to whiff on it. But either way, it doesn't go in the net, and Bays is going to boom that one away. As Hell up the back wall, trying to center this towards Bell, but Bays is going to take it. Bell has to go up and make a save, and for the Hawks, you can't get into this rotation that the Puffins are just beating you to everything. It's not going to work out very well.
No, but somehow the Puffins just peppering the net and never managing to get it right in. Bell with a nice shot, and that's going to go in. The Hawks have the lead.
I want to take another look at this. What happened to Bays? Where was he just focused on the boost?
Yeah, he was focused on boost.
Took the boost.
They were both focused on boost, because remember, Shell was on the opposite side getting boost over there. Maybe I thought they had more time, but Bell capitalized on that. Don't give him time.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, just a miscommunication. I'm sure both of them not both want to opt for the boost, but unfortunately, I mean, that's just the way that Rocket League happens sometimes. Those miscommunications can lead to unfortunate goals, and now the Hawks in the lead with about 2 minutes gone in this one. Will pop up there for Hell to look for Bell, just out of reach of him, and now he's got to hustle back on defense.
Here it is. Bell sends that right back out as Hell gets blown up. Shell tries to send it in, but not going to happen. Now Hell is already back. I'm going to pop this out.
Oh, good touch.
Bell's up here. Oh.
So close. It was a good touch. Good idea from Bell, but Hell just not wanting to overcommit to that. Probably a smart play by him. If he does miss that, it's most likely a goal on his side, and we're tied. But 2:25 to go. Shell looking to make a play over top of the defenders. Bell, no problems there. That's not a great touch from Based. He's going to get demoed, but Bell misses it wide. He rushed it.
Unfortunate. Yeah, Bell just goes a little bit fast on that. And now they have to defend from a counterattack by the Puffins, and Bay is going to get blocked out by Bell. Bell has the opportunity to carry this upfield. He's going to try for it, but Bays is already back, and he's going to be a little bit slow on that.
No, what is happening? You've got to make that play if you're the first guy there. You have to at least challenge it. Now Bays looking for the opportunity, and this offense coming purely off of that misplay in mid from the Hawks defense, but that's a good challenge to relieve some of the pressure.
Yeah, these teams were kind of both playing on instinct a little bit, and they're going to start playing a little bit more frantically here as they have just over a minute and a half left in this game. Game number 5, they both want this win.
Well, minute 30, Bays will get it beyond the defender. It's going to come right out in front for Shell. He missed it wide. Are you kidding me with this game? Nobody can find the net, and that's going to give Hell a chance to clear it away.
If the Puffins end up losing this game, they're going to feel as though they missed a wide open opportunity here, as I think they've had maybe 3 that went just a little bit wide that the Hawks didn't even have a chance to get to, and they're really going to kick themselves if they miss this, but they have a chance still with a minute left. That 60-second is going to go up right now. 1 minute remaining.
That's a great pass to Bays. Bays with a shot just off the mark again, and that ball is going to fly out. Now Shell has to make an approach. It's going to go into the corner. Can Bays find the touch? It's towards the mid, but Bell clearing that away.
Puffins have got to get this on target if they want to get this extra goal and at least force an overtime. Shell puts it up. Bays is coming in. Blocked away by Bell, I believe it was.
Yep, and now Hell has to make a play in mid. He will. It's going to force Bays. That's not the greatest touch, but the Hawks got to be careful they don't overcommit on this. It's only 25 seconds to go, and they're only up by a goal in this game 5. That's across the box for Bays to play it out of his own corner.
16 seconds left. Ball going upfield for the Puffins. Bays had a chance, but not going to get it. Hell got to it first.
We are under 10 seconds. Can the Hawks do it? They've only got to defend for 5 seconds. Bell is trying to waste as much time as he can. Hell next in line. 1 second. If the ball touches the ground, this one will be over, and they've done it. The Hawks have defeated the Puffins. My goodness, did we not see this coming at the beginning of the stream?
Ring the bells. The Hawks have pulled off the upset, everybody. There it is. That, I was not at all expecting that.
Oh my. I mean, I even said it. The things we don't expect the most always happen on stream.
And you got to think that the Puffins are going to be walking away from this just with their hands on their hips going, man, how did we let that one get away?
Look, dude, Based had 7 shots in that game. 1 goal on 7 shots, almost doubling the number of shots the Hawks had total. And
it was just all off the sidebars and maybe a couple off the backboard that were just not on target. And that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, man, just what a fantastic series between these two teams, really coming down to the wire. There's nothing more that you can ask for in a series like this, but for the Hawks, congratulations to them taking that in 3 games. But for the Puffins, like I said, this is week 5. We have 2 weeks left after this. And they're in a good position regardless of how this works, but they cannot let this affect them moving forward as we approach the playoff time.
Yeah, no, it was a really close series, and yeah, you had a couple of not so great plays in there, but at the same time, you definitely held your own. But just put this one out of your mind, and you have 2 more weeks left. You're in a really good spot. I don't think they need much to clinch a playoff spot. I'm not entirely sure, but
I'm not sure either on that math.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but they don't need much more to clinch a playoff spot, I'm sure, because they're number 2 in their league and they're first in their division right now by a healthy margin. Right. So don't let this affect you too much. Return your focus to the playoffs. And for the Hawks, though, this is something to rest your hat on. Use this to encourage you to go in these last 2 weeks real playoff spot.
Yeah, certainly. I wouldn't. It's hard because we don't quite know how the rest of the series are going to play out this week. For the Hawks being at 4-16 coming into this, they do move to 7 and what would that be? 7-18.
Yeah, 7-18.
So it's still not great.
No,
their overall record's not great, but if you can go into the next 2 weeks knowing that you pretty much have to 5-0, you can use your experience here in this week, what you did to the Puffins, to propel yourself at least that much further and give you that much more confidence going into the next couple weeks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I'm sure the Hawks will have to do that. But, folks, we will be coming up with another game here in about 10 minutes, and that will be, I believe, that game is going to be between the Champion League Sabres and Rhinos.
Yep, that one should be a pretty good one, but for me tonight, guys, I think that is going to do it. Gigabyte, you will be back for the next series with our good friend Sniper Gus. Sniper will be here to call all of the action with you, but I'm going to take a step back for the evening, run the broadcast, make sure it looks all nice and pretty for you guys. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't go anywhere. We've got some more fantastic Rocket League in just a couple minutes.